right on schedule. But before we do that, we're going to change out the electrical panel today. One of my electricians is on his way, but I'm here extra early to get the panel prepped for that to happen.
The source of our water issues was traced to our neighbor's clogged drain line. A thorough cleaning, and we have dry floors. We also worked on rough plumbing and drywall. Our schedule is tight, so we will have to work fast to replace our electrical panel with a larger one to accommodate our full-size appliances.
But what we need to do first is we're going to change out your panel.
Honestly, this box kind of freaks me out.
This is not a DIY project. It needs to be filed by a licensed contractor. So I have a friend of mine coming to assist me in changing out the panel.
Okay.
So the main power enters the house. It goes through the meter socket and terminates in the panel. As long as the cables that are feeding the individual circuit is disconnected from the circuit breakers themselves, then I know it's safe enough to pull this particular cable out of the panel.
Each cable has 2 hots and a white neutral. When all 3 are disconnected, the whole cable can come out.
This is what we call spaghetti.
This stud is in our way, so my buddy Malin is using a hammer to remove it.
So we're ready to take the house offline right now. We're going to remove the 3 feeders. The 2 hots that are feeding the main breaker, and then the neutral.
We're able to reroute the electricity coming into the house to provide temporary power.
Let's get our lights working. Okay.
All right, there's no more voltage inside the box, so we can free to cut everything out. Everything is dead.
Completely dead.
While Malin is focusing on removing and organizing all of our electrical feeds, I want to explain the ins and outs of something that is close to my heart.
Let me break it down for you. I like to think of the electrical panel as actually the heart of the home. The panel releases electricity via different hot lines all over the house, the same way that blood leaves the heart and travels through arteries. It passes through the outlet through the smallest slit, which happens to be the hot side, and into the device. Now, when the electricity passes through, say, a light bulb, electricity goes through it, causing it to illuminate. But the electricity must then return to its source, and that happens through the neutral slit, which is the larger one on the outlet, the same way that blood travels back to the heart via the veins. It's that simple. All right, so the old panel is gone. The new breaker panel is going in as a 30-circuit panel. Let me give you a little breakdown on what's going on here. So you have a red wire and a black wire. These are your 2 hots. This is what gives you 220 volts. Once these heavy lines go into here, it breaks down and goes into the individual breakers, and then it leaves all the branch circuits, which are all the smaller wires.
That looks good.
And now while Malin is tying in the panel and swinging over the cables, I'm going to run upstairs and meet with Kaya and say hello to Chris, our concrete guy, and discuss what's going to happen. So your truck is coming in how long?
12 o'clock on the
12
dot.
o'clock, all
It's, we got a limited window, so we got to get it done. I sent a couple guys down there already. They're doing some last-minute prep work to the floor.
Before the concrete can be poured, the finished height of the floor is marked out using levels and a laser guide.
Put the vapor barrier down. No moisture will get through the floor, and that'll be it.
Since there is a lot going on here today, I'm going to bounce back and forth between the electrical stuff and the concrete. This is looking real good here. Malin's about 15 or 20 minutes away from re-energizing the panel, getting half the house back online. The newer cables, they'll swing in later.
And I can give the guys a hand with the concrete.
So you want to talk about tough guys in the city? Having that huge concrete truck show up outside, these guys literally with their hands moved a car so that we could get the concrete into the basement. So that was really impressive and a little bit sexy.
All right, so